Hey guys! So it's 2016 New Year's Eve, and for the past month and a half, I have been seriously praying because I've really wanted to take this leap and start doing tutorials on things, but I was a chicken shit. Look forward to 2017. I'm going to have a lot of big things happening, a lot of reviews, a lot of tutorials, a lot of how-tos, just lots of tons of good stuff. But I did a makeup tutorial today, kind of like an everyday tutorial of when you're running errands, you got some meetings, you could possibly do it for a date night, but just like an everyday, I used a lot of the Too Faced Peach palette that's new, and a lot of other new products that I'm going to talk about in the video that I absolutely love. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, help me out here, get this thing going. And also just want to give you guys a little heads up. I actually have a coconut oil hair treatment in right now, which is why my hair looks so weird, and it's not greasy. It just has a treatment in, and it's kind of looking real ratchety right now. So obviously I'm not going anywhere looking like this, even though this is spot on. I hope you enjoy my video, and let me know your feedback. All right, thanks for watching. Okay, so first things first, I've washed my face and moisturized it. That's really important to moisturize before, or else you're going to get that funky looking dead dry skin look that nobody likes. So we're going to use primer. Today we have Too Faced Hangover RX. I actually got a mini bottle in my Ipsy bag, I think, and my sister over here, she, hello, is letting me use her big bottle because, I'm just not sure if I want to buy a full bottle yet. I don't know if I like it that much, but we're just going to go for it. So, primer all over. I don't use a specific primer on my eyes, mainly because I was using an Urban Decay one. I just was not fully happy with it, so I've been on the search for a better eye primer. So I usually just put whatever primer I am using on my eyes. So primer all over. Make sure you get a nice, good coat of primer on everything because you want all your hard work to stay in place. Right? Right. Okay, so I also use this NYX Shine Killer. It's basically for oily skin and weird spots that you have shiny, but I have noticed if I use it all over my face as like a base primer that my skin gets really greasy by the end of the day, and I don't like that. So I just use it on certain spots that I've noticed that get greasy, and it does help. Pretty much just my nose and my chin. It does come out a little bit thicker than regular primer, so a little bit goes a long way. And then next up, we are going to do foundation. I have been using lately this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and it is awesome. I have used Makeup Forever, Kat Von D, a couple other more high-end foundations, and I just love this one. So far, so good. Nothing to complain about. So yeah, I just take a little bit of it and splotch it all over spots of my face. Not really rub it in, just kind of get it on there. And then I'm going to take a wet beauty blender afterwards and kind of just move it with that into the spots that I really want to get it all in at. Also, you're going to keep seeing me wipe down below because I always have a towel or an old crappy t-shirt that I clean brushes with and wipe my hands off with all throughout the day. That's a good, nice makeup pro tip. So do that. It's worth it. But you're just going to take your wet sponge or beauty blender and just start blending everything in. Also, if you're one of those people that use a beauty blender that's not wet, you should probably never watch my videos because that's just not good. It's inhumane for makeup world, I feel like. Also, I feel like if you don't use beauty blenders yet, you don't know what you're missing. So just blend it in nice and good. Like this down here, like this. Like, what is this? Get that out of there. I usually blend it on my lips too, just to, so there's not that like weird line where my lips stop. Same with my eyes. Up on your ears, so there's no weird ear line, and then down to your neck. So make sure to do your neck, bring it down, because you definitely don't want to be that girl that you used to see in like 6th grade that comes to school and she has that like straight up orange line. Like nobody wants to be that person, because the chances of somebody actually telling you that you have that orange line are very slim, but everybody's going to talk about it. So don't be that person. So after you get it really good on, I'm like really loving this. Like, can you see the coverage? Like really good. You're going to take concealer. I prefer NYX HD concealer. It just works really good for me. Put some on this zit down here, because remember, like, ain't nobody got time for that in your life. And I have the worst black baggy eyes, so I do a lot under my eyes. Like, a lot. I'm that person. Also, I tend to do some down here. That was my brother walking by. Like, shout out, hello. I do some down here because for some reason, I just have like really naturally red cheeks that I can like never fully hide. And I hate that because it makes my face look uneven. So now I'm going to take this pointed edge of my wet beauty blender and just dab it all in, because you don't ever want to like smear concealer in. That's where you end up getting that cakey look, and you don't want to be that person that's all cakey. Okay. Next up, gotta set it and don't forget about it, because if you forget about it, it ain't work. So I got a dry beauty blender a dry beauty blender sponge, and I have been using the NYX HD finishing powder. It works good, but I'm not 100% happy with it. I just don't have any other finishing powder right now that I like, so this is the one that I'm going to be using, but I'll probably be doing some reviews later on in the next week or two about finishing powders, because I'm going to pick up some new ones at the store to try out soon. So dab this under your eye. Pretty much you always want to put finishing powder wherever you put concealer. Some people finish their whole face, but since this is just kind of like an everyday-ish look, I'm not going to set my whole face. But if you're going out or it's going to be like a super long day at work, then definitely do that. Then what I do is just take any kind of brush. She cued the music. You hear that? It's on silent, so if you hear me do some throwbacks, you know, singing all of a sudden, you'll know why. And I just get that all set in. Okay, next, I'm not going to contour or highlight till the end just because that's just my personal preference. All right, so moving on to eyeshadow. My sister came over this weekend and she took it upon herself, which is very odd. If anybody knows my sister, that's weird. She went to Ulta and purchased her own Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I actually hadn't ever seen this palette before. I've just read a lot of reviews on it, and I am in love. Like, gotta go pick this up or just like steal it from her because she doesn't even need this. Like, it is so pretty, and yup, it smells like peach. What they say is true. So first, we're gonna go in and let's do. On the edges, I'm going to start with Summer Yum, which down here, Summer Yum, so good. I feel like in the light on your angle, it looks more of like a bright orangey, but it's definitely more of like a fall summery, or not really summery, more like a fall wintry, coppery orange. It's actually really pretty. So we're just going to start that. I'm not going to do like a heavy because I really want to do just like a everyday you can wear kind of thing. A little bit heavier on the outside. Next to it, we're going to go in with Just Peachy. It's going to be this top pinkish one. I'm going to do that for the middle and more center-ish of it. Don't worry, we're going to blend this out later, I promise. I got a real good blending brush. I'm just going to beat the crap out of that eye later. But we're just going to layer this on in the middle. Really good. Also, I'm just going to apologize ahead of time. I do that a lot. I open my mouth when I talk, when I'm doing my makeup, like, don't even look at me like I'm crazy, because I know half of you that stand in front of the mirror in the bathroom, like, it's not possible to put your mascara on without opening your mouth, right? Right? Exactly. I'm not the only one. Next, I'm taking another angled brush, which is also e.l.f., but this angled brush, it just, like, I feel like works with a lot of different things. And we are going to take this color, Cobbler, which is right here. And this is what we're going to pick up on that line, your crease line. And this angle brush really tends to help with that crease line. So you just got to, like, really get in there. It's really going to, like, when you turn like that, it's really going to highlight the center of your eyes, which is nice. Skirt. Okay, next up, we're going to do this center part of the eye right here with a little bit of highlight. Normally, I would use a color that's white, like this white peach up here, but I'm not sure if you can see it, but this Nectar right here is what I'm going to use today because it just has a really nice shimmery pigment, and it's not super white. And I feel like it will just go good with the rest. So we're just going to dab that on right there. Don't worry, we're going to blend it out. Blend it out after. See, you want to put it there because look, when you turn, bam, bam, highlights that eye. And like, who doesn't love a highlighted eye? Yeah. So just like blend that out nicely. Good. Next up, trick that I saw on a video, actually it was from a Jaclyn Hill video, and I'm like all about that. We're just going to take this and just wipe it up to give us a nice dramatic line right there. Now, if you were going out, I feel like you would want your shadow to go up a lot more, so it was more of a dramatic line, or like if you're doing a winged eye, which I am not going to do today because like I'm just like not about the winged eye today, and it's like takes a lot of work and I'm just like not patient. So we're going to just bring that up. Next, I just want to kind of clean up the tops of my lids right here. So again, I'm going to take this bigger brush and I'm going to use a little bit of this bottom color right here, Peaches and Cream. It's just like a subtle light, and that's going to help just like clean up the tops of this, but like highlight it still. Like, happy with that. It like tones it down, that like over, like above my eye, like it was just like real wild up there, but it like, see how it like toned it down, but like we still got it, but like there's a little bit of a shimmer now, which is nice. Next, we're gonna do eyelashes. Just curl your lashes, cause nobody wants a weak lash. Nobody wants to look at a weak lash. Trust me, you want to be one of those girls that like has lashes that everybody's like, oh my god. Next up, I start my lash with the Too Faced Better Than Sex. This is the original kind. So you just want to, I just coat those bad boys once or twice. Look at that. I already got it on my top lash. See? You can't even see it, so it doesn't even matter. Bam. Next, we're going to do eyeliner. Lately, I have been using this ColourPop eyeliner, just in like the black. So, now on to brows. So I actually went to the store to pick up the Anastasia Beverly Hills micro brow pencil, but they were out of the color that I needed, and I'm impatient and didn't want to wait. So I picked up this NYX micro brow, and I am actually the color Espresso with them. And let me tell you, I am loving this thing. One side is your pencil, which is super small, which makes it really easy to like keep working with. And the other side is your little brush, and like you have to use the brush all the time. So you're just gonna clean them up a notch. You know, for people that have perfect eyebrows, I'm like so jealous because I hate my eyebrows. And then you're just gonna, I started the edges, actually started my arch, and I like define my arch of like what I want to do with it. Yeah, and I actually need the other mirror because I'm like not close enough. And like I said, mirror. I like to like sit on top of myself when I do this. So just like get that edge in, or that arch in defined, and then we just bring it out. What you're going to want to do with these, you want to do tiny little wisps because you want them to imitate your actual hair. You don't want it to look like, wah, or just like paint it on some eyebrows, which like, you don't be that person that looks like you literally, and that's it. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. Even if you think it looks good, it doesn't. People talk about you behind your back when you are that person. So don't be that person. I will talk about you. I will. I'll probably call up one of my sisters and be like, I just saw this girl. So just like light flicks almost of the wrist. Flicks of the wrist. Flicks of the wrist. And every once in a while, I like to just like brush it out to like blend that shit in, because you don't want to be looking all lumpy and shit. And then just like keep moving forward, or moving towards the center of your eye or the beginning of your brow. Keep it going. Brush it, brush it, brush it. Because remember, I don't want to be all chunky. Now, the center or the front or the beginning, the start, whatever you want to call it, of your eyebrow. Let's talk about that for a second. I personally do not like when people have very defined straight lines right there. That's just not for me. I think that some people that do it look very beautiful. I just personally don't like that. I like a more of a natural looking brow. So when it gets to this area, I just like to do tiny little flicks so that you can't necessarily see where I started or where it ended. Just like it's just there, if that makes sense. Because like, you see how it's not like a straight line, which like that's what I like, because like I said before, I just like don't like when it's super, super, super defined. And on to the other one. Benefit has this awesome new stuff called Gimme Brow, and you're going to want to put that on after. It's basically like glue for your eyebrows. It's going to like hold everything in place, but like I just like to use just a little tiny bit of it, and then don't forget that you have to brush it out after. So just brush. You guys know what movie that's from? Anyone? Grease. Young. Nobody even knows. Nobody knows the best movies these days. Okay, so no more of that mirror. We ain't got time for that. Now, remember how I told you that we're going to contour those eyebrows again? And we're going to take that peach palette that we just used. I'm just going to use this Urban Decay shadow brush only because it has like a nice defined edge. That's mainly why I'm using that one. Clean it. And I'm going to take this, let's do the Peaches and Cream, which is this bottom one. It's not as white as the white peach. And we're just going to right on that little arch right there. That's it. Just like right on that arch. But like I like to just take my finger and kind of blend it in. And then that's just going to really define that eyebrow arch line. It's going to make it pop. It's just going to give it a little bit extra, like, bam. So, on to highlighting and contouring. So, I prefer to highlight first, just because that's, like, personal preference. But I picked up the other day this L'Oreal True Match Lumi Liquid Glow Highlighter. For highlighting, you want to put your highlight wherever you want to put emphasis on your face that mainly the light would hit. So I prefer to highlight like this little C area right here, just like right, like oop, oop, oop. My nose and my cupid's bow right here. I mainly highlight my cupid's bow because I have big lips. Let's just admit it right away. But I also have a natural, very defined V in my top lip. And I just like to emphasize that because that's what I like to do. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this on the back of my hand. And we're just going to dab ever so lightly. And we're going to go in with our beauty blender that's wet, that my sister right now is going to come give you guys a shout out and then re-wet it down for me because I just really want to get it re-wet again. Say whoop whoop, shout out. She's going to re-wet that for me. So we're just going to dab this underneath the eye, over the side to give it that C that we were talking about before. See, thank you. Boop, boop. My nose, because everybody likes a highlighted nose, like bam, bam, bam. And that cupid's bow right there. So we're just gonna dab now with the wet. See, the second that you get it wet, it like illuminizes it. Oh my god, that just makes sense. That's probably why they call it Lumi. Huh. Duh. I'm stupid. Anyways, you just want to blend that in real nice. We are going to contour. I'm going to take that dry that I used my finishing powder with, and I'm just gonna top that highlighter off just a little bit because I want it to stay. So I'm going to use this back one over here that I said, and just a little, like tiny bit. Like when I say tiny bit, I mean like I'm literally just sealing that in because it was a liquid highlighter, and I'm just sealing it on the top with a powdered highlight. So that is really it. You guys, this highlighter is like, what? Like, wear this on date night, I am telling you. Your husband or boyfriend or just anybody at the bar will be like, damn girl. Next up, contouring. So I'm just going to take this first contour because that's what I always use. And I just put it on and then I dab it a couple times because, like, trust me, you can get cray with contour. And then we're just going to draw down the cheekbone right here. Just draw it down a little bit like that. And we're going to blend that in. So, my advice with contouring. Start off with a little and then build. Because if you put too much on, it's harder to take away than it is to add on. So just start with a little and keep adding on the layers, and then until you get to what you want. So I contour those. I might have a fat neck, as you can tell. So I just like to contour down here around my chin to really like hide that. See what it does right there. And then I contour my nose just because I think I have a big nose, so I like to make it look a little smaller. So I just tap it, the edge of my brush, and just run it from the inside of that line down my nose, just like lightly. Nothing like too cray, like I don't want a defined line on my nose, but like just a little. It like just slims it up a little bit. Okay, now I just like to wipe that brush off to get like a lot of the excess powder off. And then I like to blend with my brush before I go ahead and start blending with my beauty blender, because that's just what I prefer to do. Next, that beauty blender that we got re-wet, we're just going to beat. Okay, So contour, like bam, bam. You guys, this highlighter, bro, like look, like highlight, highlight. And today I am trying for the first time. I'm just trying so many things for the first time today. I picked this up at the store yesterday. It is Maybelline matte lipstick. It is shade 657 Nude Nuance. I think that is a Nude Nuance. I don't know. As you can see, it is more of like a brownish, but like I've been feeling the darker lipsticks lately. So we're gonna just like ever so lightly, because like I'm like not about like I gotta like define that dip though that I have. Remember I told you about the dips that I have? Define it and then woo, look at that. Oh my God. What? So I'm gonna rub it in real good because this is like a forever stay. Clean up that Cupid's bow right there. And I am going to top this with the Too Faced Sweet Peach lip gloss that actually is in the color shade Papa Don't Preach. Really pretty. I'm just going to top this lightly. A couple dabs. And just blend it all up. It just added like a little bit of shimmer, but it's going to like dry with that shimmer, which is like nice because the shimmer is going to go with the highlight that's like on point today. Guys, remember highlight, bam, bam, bam. And the eyes again. So Too Faced Peach was like all over today. But last, I am going to be using the Maybelline New York Master Fix finishing setting spray. And then just gonna like like let it dry, do its thing, which takes like it's already dry. It's like literally took 15 seconds. And yeah, that is how we do it. So I'm like at first I was like obsessed with this peach palette, which I still am. Secondly, I'm also still obsessed with this lipstick. Like I feel like I found like a really good color for date night maybe. Yes, I'm like feeling this. But like you guys, I swear, this freaking Lumi highlighter, like, go out and buy it. Best $12 you will ever spend, I swear. So, yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave me some feedback. I don't know, subscribe, like it, whatever. Text me, call me. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I should give up my dream of doing makeup every day. Alright, so thanks for watching.